Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an FCM 36. It's a Tier 2 French light tank. It's located on the northeast corner of Arctic region, I should say, and it's under the command of Jim Lee of SLPSE. Game on! Well, this tank has a 37mm main gun. It's got 27 alpha and 46mm of pen. In fact, that means that this is not the standard 37mm. This is actually the 25cm main gun. 25cm? No, 25mm in caliber. 25cm would be even bigger than the T92 HMC. This tank was actually supposed to be the replacement for the FT17, or Renault FT, whichever way you want to call it. And it's actually got a two-man crew, the driver and the commander who's in the turret. Now, they actually made 100 of these, and they made them just before the war. They actually started on the model in 1934, and they actually built them between 1938 and 1939. And towards the end, the price that FCM had actually put for the tanks was too low, and therefore they didn't want to make any more because it was too expensive. They needed to double the price, basically. Okay, he's really having a go, and he's got the TKS, so that's his first victim. And he's just taken the M2 light down as well. Now, there's a Panzer II over there playing peekaboo, but we're going after this Panzer Achtung 8, which is actually quite a powerful tank. That's the Mini Mouse, but he's still penetrating this guy with the premium ammo, because of course the premium ammo on this tank is capable of 68mm of pen. Now, the armor on the FCM 36 was actually enhanced by putting applique armor on, and it was actually very good because it stopped any of the German shells from the Panzer IIIs from actually getting through. But the Germans soon worked out that if you actually aim for the parts where the armor was welded together, and it was arc welded, you can actually split the applique armor off, and then you can penetrate the thing. Now, FCM means Forges et Chantiers de la Méditerranée. It was a company in Toulon, near the south of France, and they also helped with the making of the Char B1, and they also made 10 of the Char 2Cs, the monster tank that the French made. He's already got 3 kills, now he's going for the 4th, and oh dear, look at this. An FCM 36 who is trolling his teammate and pushing him into the water, and I don't think that guy likes it very much, but there's not a lot he can do, and he's now gone. And now we're attacking the FCM 36. There's only 4 enemies left. You can see that you can't get the round through some places because the welding's very good, and it's angled armor as well, which makes it very difficult to penetrate. But with the premium APCR rounds, yes, you can get through. That one hit the tracks. That one went through. He managed to get the commander's viewports there. And yes, he's pumping the rounds in. Can he get another kill? Go for it. Not that one, but gets the side of the turret. One more. Yes, 5 kills. And that's it. The game's over. They've got them all. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tanker for Jim Lee of SLPSE in the FCM 36. In fact, it was the first time he had a first-class tanker in this tank. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. In fact, he ended up with 5, one short of getting that top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. He got a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy, as well as a shellproof for blocking more damage, exceeding the hit points for his own vehicle and surviving, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one, he got 7. He also got the cool-headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets or non-penetrating shots in a row. His win rate in that game was 8,149, which is Super Unicum standard. And as you probably saw during the battle, there were only 13 members on each team, so it was a reduced numbers game, but they were real players. And yes, he did get a fair amount of damage on the enemy. Here's the end of battle team scores. We can see that the highest damage was 958 hit points, and that went to Jim Lee, but it's not over 1,000 hit points, and therefore it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, and it doesn't qualify for a high caliber. So he did get the highest damage. Second highest damage went to the Shure MV7X, who got 756, and the third highest went to that Panzer IC-8, the Mini Mouse, who got 702. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those as well. 5 kills went to Jim Lee, 3 kills went to the Shure MV7X, and 2 kills went to the M2 Light on his own team, who also got a cool-headed, and also to the M2 Light on the enemy team, who also got a cool-headed as well. When it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 690 base experience points went to Jim Lee, 562 went to the Shure MV7X, and 415 went to an MKA on his team as well. He fired 49 rounds. You actually have, if I remember correctly, it's over 100 rounds, is it? Well, with the 25 centimeter gun, it's 300 rounds capacity. So yeah, quite a lot actually. Although in actual fact, these vehicles did actually carry a 37mm gun, which of course is the stock gun, but it's also the top gun as well on this tank. 48 direct hits, so only 1 shell missed the target. 38 of them were penetration, so a few of them did bounce, and you saw a couple of them bounced on the sloped armor. 958 hit points of damage, all of it at close range. 27 hits received from the enemy, but only 2 of those actually penetrated, and he had 24 non-penetrations and 1 hit by way of splash. 307 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, and he got 74 hit points of spotting assist in the game. On a premium count, he actually made 89,345 credits, although he did lose a fair amount of, oh, pardon me, I burped there, fair amount of credits on the ammunition, because he was firing a lot of APCR, and he also got 98,396 credits for completing a mission. He also took away 2,588 experience points, including 518 for another mission. So very well done there by Jim Lee in the FCM 36. They actually, as I said, they actually used this to make the FCM 36 Pack 40 in the end, which became known as the Pack 40 because, of course, that big 7.5 centimeter main anti-tank gun. And those were very effective. And, of course, it's one of the really good guns, really good tank destroyers at lower tiers. The only problem, really, is that that was a German anti-tank gun, or tank destroyer, you should say. Whereas this is actually a French tank. So yes, once they captured them, they changed their name and of course became the Butpanzer or Prize Panzer that the Germans like to use. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. I'm sorry that it took a little while for to get to this one to the screen, because it actually was sent to me on 28th December 2024. So I'm sorry, Jim Lee. I have got around to it eventually. But I hope you enjoyed it, and also I hope it encourages you to try a few low-tier games in some of the ordinary tech tree tanks, because some of them are actually quite interesting. Although in this game, Jim Lee did stay in tunnel vision, in sniper view, quite a lot of the time. And an ideal thing to do is to practice in this tank using or playing the game in third-person view, because if you do that, then you can obviously just aim using the cursor, just move the cursor around the enemy tank to pick the spots that you want to fire at. And then hopefully you'll actually get used to doing that when you get up close and personal in the higher tier tanks. And there's a reason for doing that, of course, because it then gives you good 3-dimensional perspective on where the enemy tanks are, just in case one of them creeps up behind you whilst you're engaging an enemy in sniper view. You wouldn't see it come there, but if you actually do keep it in third-person view, you can see these guys doing what they're doing, and they'll either escape and evade or turn around and blast the other one in the face with a round. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.